Myself, 27M, and the love of my life, 23F, have an 8-month-old daughter. She left 4 months ago due to my addiction and lying. I'm 60 days clean and we are just starting to reconnect, but things took a turn and I'm terrified. Sorry for the long post. I have a lot on my mind and I'm scared and emotional. 4 days ago the love of my life let me back in, and now I feel shut out. Thank you to everyone who reads and has any advice. It means a ton. Regardless of what happens, I'm proud to say I have 60 days clean today. I'll make a long story short, she left 4 months ago with our daughter to stay with her family, where she currently is still at. Went to treatment recently for 45 days, and I've been out for only 8 days with 60 days clean today. During this period she had a 1-month thing with a guy that ended up being a piece of shit, but they slept together, which I knew before asking, but it still hurts. Since I got out 8 days ago, we immediately started reconnecting and spending time with my daughter almost daily. We decided to not see other people and take it slow. I have a lot of trust to build back. But 2 nights ago she told me that I've been too focused on her auras rather than working on myself. And she's right. I have been completely focused on us rather than myself, and I know what she wants to see is me becoming my own good person. Then she said she's just overwhelmed and we went too fast. We were physically all over each other right away, and that our end game is still us, but she can't right now. Needs it to slow way down, and hasn't barely said a word to me since that phone call. She said we were in the honeymoon phase and got caught up in it. We have a baby together. All I want is our family, to be a good dad and partner. Not seeing my daughter whenever she has time, or not working towards rebuilding the things that I broke in our relationship. No, she's right, but I'm scared that if I work on me and not at least slowly build back our relationship, it won't happen. We have a daughter. I need to be there to be a dad. Not a once-a-week dad. I just don't know what to do. Too long didn't read. I'm pretty sure that from what she said, she may just need space to work on herself. I know as an addict instant gratification, and I love her. The advice I was given was to work on me, be the best dad I can whenever I can, and when she's ready things will fall into place. I'm just scared that she will change her mind, and a million other things. I'm just confused how we went from so happy for a week loving each other to her saying she's overwhelmed and we went way too fast and need to focus more on me than us right now. Thank you to anyone who read this, even if you don't have advice or experience, appreciate it. As you can see, I overthink everything. You're not going to repair a relationship broken because of your addiction in 2 months. It may take a whole year, or several years, to get there. It's going to require you committing, for the rest of your life, to battling addiction, and that starts with developing habits right now that will help you resist temptations and to avoid relapses even when stress hits or things don't work out the way you wanted them to. Relapses are very common in the first year or so, and like weight loss, you're sure to feel desolated and clear-headed now because it's new and you're determined and there's nothing right now tempting you to stray. But the longer you go, the more temptations you'll find, or the more stress will steer you towards bad habits. Relapses are part of the process of learning what triggers you and learning ways to cope with those triggers. Some programs will tell you not to date at all for a period of time. Relationships themselves can be a trigger, and when you're dealing with personal triggers, the last thing you want to do is introduce another avoidable minefield into the mix. So listen to your ex. Work on you and making sure you're actually on a path to sustained sobriety. 60 days clean is a great start, but is a drop in the bucket in terms of how long you need to manage your addiction. It's better to come into your daughter's life when she's 3 and you've been able to stay clean for at least a year if not longer, than it is to rush into things now and have her be there in the midst of the various relapses that could occur in the first year. Same going for your ex. Dude, your recent comment history is all drugs, benzos, etc. You're not clean, you're a liar, and either you're still using or you're still deep into drug culture and will start using again. You're literally bragging in your comments about the drugs currently in your possession. Your daughter doesn't deserve a junkie for a father. Get clean for real. Get treatment and counseling. Then, maybe then, you can start earning trust. Let her go like you've let your addiction go. I'm talking about letting go emotionally. You need to be with her, and you need to see your daughter, because you love them both, but this need is a selfish thing. You want your feelings to be returned, you want them to shower you with affection and love. But they're not there yet. They don't feel that way yet. And you can't force love. You can't force someone to feel it. They have to arrive there at their own pace. And love is selfless. A good dad, a good husband, gives everything that they have, even possibly their life, for their kid, for their wife. You need to let go of this need for them to love you back, and instead give, make their lives better, take care of them like a parent would, without expecting anything in return. They will love you back, it will happen. They'll realize what a good person you are, and how much you've done for them, and they will love you back. You can't demand it, though. You have to let their feelings happen naturally, as a result of you putting in effort to make their lives better without demanding anything in return. Selflessly. So let go of the need to have them love you back, and let go of the fears that it won't happen, because it will happen. Work on being there for them, selflessly, and it will happen. If you really want to be a good partner, you will honor what she needs to feel better about rebuilding this. 60 days is not enough. How exactly are you clean? You have a post from a day ago proudly showing off your illegally obtained Russian tranks. You do not appear to be clean, and you do not appear to realize that you are not entitled to this relationship. Become a better person for yourself and your child. But if you lose the relationship with the mother of your child, it won't be because you stopped working on it when she needed space. It'll be because you continue to show selfish behavior. Dedicate yourself to self-awareness and stop making excuses. You're posting about your goodies while cross-posting the exact same post about being so proud of being 60 days clean. You deserve to be better, but you owe yourself some honesty. Thinking of breaking up? To start off, I'm a 35 years/o male, single dad. I have been dating this woman, 35F, for about 4 months. Things started off great. We have a lot in common, get along great together. The problem is mostly due to my son. He can be a handful for sure. He's 8 years old. He's used to it just being me and him. He definitely gets jealous, I think, of her. The problems start when he starts to get upset about something. I don't yell at him very often. I try to get him calmed down so we can talk about the issues, which, admittedly, can take a bit. She usually takes it personally because she assumes the fit is about her, which a lot of time it is. She'll tell me to spank him and put him in his room and tell me to tell him if he talks again he gets spanked again. She said that's how she handles her daughter. When I don't do that, she gets upset and grabs her stuff and storms out. She'll then call me and tell me I need to set my son straight because she can't handle his outbursts and she can't stand that he talks so disrespectfully. My other issue is that she's extremely clingy. She has repeatedly said I am the only good person in her life. She doesn't have anyone else, but she video calls me all the time and it's kinda annoying. I like my space and my privacy, and I feel like when I get time to myself she still has to be calling me and checking up. She even calls me when she does DoorDash, which I think is ridiculous and dangerous. And then she'll say, well, you're not saying anything and I don't like that. You're being weird. Like there's only so much I can say in one day. I'm not a talker. I've never broken up with anyone, but I feel like the bad is outweighing the good. Too long didn't read. Girl is fun when we're alone but stressful when my child is around. Also super clingy. Should we break up? You say the problems are due to your son? No, the problems are all because of her. She sounds awful. Your son seems to have a clearer idea about her than you do. Nah, man. Drop this woman. The first red flag is your different styles in handling your children. She's abusive and you're not. Pretty extreme differences. Plus, she sounds jealous of your kid. As a parent, she should understand that your kid comes first. The second red flag is her needy behavior. For me that would get old real fast. It's only been 4 months and you're already annoyed. Just end it and find a woman who will be more empathetic with your son and give you breathing room. Best of luck. I took Judge Judy's advice. I waited at least a year for my SO to meet my kids. It's 4 months in and she's telling you how to parent? No. I dated a man with kids, and though he included me and told them I was family, I only gently made suggestions from a teaching background. It wasn't my place after 2 years to tell them how to discipline or raise his own children. Further, she sounds very immature. She will only grow more insecure/temperamental. This is the period everyone is on their best behavior. I, 26F, have an unwell feeling about my FWB, 28 meters, sleeping around. I feel like I need an outside opinion and don't have someone in my friend circle I could talk to about this specific topic, so please bear with me. I, 26F, am having a good old friends with benefits situation with a guy, 28 meters. Things are evolving well, there's a lot of sexual tension but it doesn't feel like there will be more than friendship and sex between us at any point in the future. We are really upfront about everything, and I really enjoy this setup so far, even though we only met 6 weeks ago. So here comes the stitch. Last time we met, he told me that, since he only came out of a relationship 4 months ago, he'd like to sleep around. My first response was, sure, go for it, we are not exclusive, do whatever you want. I honestly really meant it. The thing is, I don't know where it's coming from but the whole thing is stressing me out. Logically I know that, we are not in love. We are not exclusive. Sex doesn't mean a whole lot to him. I personally wouldn't sleep around, because I need some time to get used to a partner and therefore many partners are stressful, but that's another story. It still bothers me. I think it generates the feeling in me of not being good enough, and I don't really know how to work through it, if you know what I mean. I know it's a personal problem, and I don't think he should change his behavior. I'd like to hear opinions of people who have been in a non-monogamous relationship or people who have dealt with similar situation and worked through this particular fear. I probably will talk to him about it tonight, and having a bit of insight beforehand would be great to not look jealous or overly sensitive. TL, Doctor, see title. It sounds like you're placing your worth in the hands of someone else. His decision to be with other people does not make you less than, and it is not on him to bolster your worth. You have to decide if you are able to accept the truth and be secure with your established FWB relationship. If you are unable to do so, then you need to decide what is best for your own mental health. At the end of the day, knowing you are inherently worthy of whatever you want is important. It doesn't sound to me that you necessarily want a relationship, but rather the security that intimacy incites. If you want to maintain a FWB relationship, you may need to reevaluate this boundary and expectation. I hope it works out for the best. Things are evolving well. What are you talking about? FWB means friends with benefits. It should not be evolving unless you have conversations about catching feelings and exclusivity. You may be on a page that he isn't. He's just not that into you, but he likes your vagina. The only thing you should want from him is an orgasm. This should have nothing to do with your self-worth. If you're not built for casual sex, don't have it. This isn't a non-monogamous relationship, though. This is a FWB situation, which is a totally different thing, and frankly, it doesn't sound like that's truly what you want, and it doesn't sound like you can pull it off without hurting yourself severely. Would advise you to stop having sex with this guy. You may not be the type of person who can have casual sex, which is fine, but you guys are just not compatible for this type of relationship.